What's good? It's Champ Focus. I'm Gambino, and let's get started on this week's fights. We got Holm, the legend, versus up and comer Katelyn Vieira. Katelyn Vieira. We got 11 fights on this card. It's a sleeper card. There's some names on here. Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Michel Pereira. Um, always fun to see those two fight. Jalton Almeida is a prospect in the light heavyweight division that's fighting Parker Porter, who I believe is coming up on a short notice fight, and it's going to be good. I believe Parker Porter is going to be a little better than he anticipated, but overall, I think Jalton should potentially take this to a decision. And Jonathan Martinez, Salvadorian. It's where my family's from versus Vince Morales. Uh, two guys I like, two fighters I'm very high on, and it's gonna be a tough one to choose. But yeah, let's get to it. I'm just gonna start picking them right off. Starting from the very first fight, Elise Reed versus Sam Hughes. I'm gonna go. I'm picking Elise Reed. Sam Hughes just gets hit way too often. Elise is gonna be crisp with her counters and footwork. I got her taking this. She's gonna have the speed advantage as well, and her cardio is gonna hold up. Chase Hooper versus Felipe Corrales. I just think Felipe is too much of a dog. He's a pit bull. Chase Hooper's still too green. They both have similar records, but Felipe has been fighting some dogs, some actual like UFC caliber fighters. I'm going with Colares here to get the. I think he could potentially end it with a kick to the stomach. He likes those body kicks, so I think he's got a good chance here. And then we got um, Jonathan Martinez versus Vince Morales. This is a difficult one. I like I like both of these guys. Jonathan Martinez coming from El Salvador, Vince Morales, I believe the Mexican fighter. Both Americans, but the flag that they like to represent are those. I want to say that Jonathan Martinez is going to stick to the outside and pick Vince apart, but he's been getting caught as of recent. So I'm gonna go with I'm picking Jonathan Martinez to take the W. Omar Morales versus Uros Medic. I'm picking Omar Morales. He's the vet between the two. He's fought some high level competition. Now he's fighting a basically a newcomer. I like what I see. I like the matchup, so I'm gonna get Omar going back up to 155. Parker Porter versus Jalton Almeida. I'm going with Jalton Almeida. It doesn't really make any sense to pick Parker Porter. He's coming in on short notice. We both know everybody knows that he's in here for the money. He's in here for a good time, not the best time. So I'm going with Jalton Almeida. Joseph Holmes versus Alan Amidoski. I'm going with Joseph Holmes. He's been the active fighter out of the two with just as many fights as Alan Amidoski. Alan Amidoski hasn't fought in 3 years. I'm going with Joseph Holmes here to end it inside the distance. Eric Anders versus Joyon Park. I'm going with Joyon Park to push the pace on Eric Anders and make him wilt. Pollyanna Viana versus Tabitha Ricci. This is a difficult fight here. I hear Tabitha um, trains with Mackenzie Dern, so it's just assuming that she isn't gonna get subbed. If she's not getting submitted, then she's gonna out wrestle Pollyanna, outpace her. So I'm gonna go with Tabitha. Chidi Ninjakuwani versus Dusko Todorovic. I'm picking Chidi Bang Bang. but it's a little scary because Dusko does have that ground game, and it seems as though that is going to be the chink in Chitty's armor. Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Michel Pereira. Last fight, I'm going with Chitty. This is another difficult fight because I can see Michelle just kind of sticking to the outside, and but I'm gonna go Santiago. I'm going Santiago. I think he's gonna push the pace on Michelle and eventually touch him up enough to win a decision. Holly Holm versus Katelyn Vieira. I'm going Holly Holm. Gotta go with Holly. Katelyn just she's just her head's too up. Her head is just there to get hit, and I just think Holly's gonna land a nasty kick. So those are my picks. We got Holly, Santiago, Chitty, Tabitha, Julian Park, Joseph Holmes, Jelton Almeida, Omar Morales, Jonathan Martinez, Felipe Corrales, and Elise Reed. A lot of favorites, but I mean, just you gotta like those favorites. Pollyanna could potentially get the submission. I believe Dusko can as well. Um, Parker could potentially pull off the upset decision or late round TKO if Jelton begins to do the cardio. Rosmedic has a good chance with Omar going up back to 155 and being the shorter man, but I think Omar will mix in some grappling. Yeah, same thing could be said for Sam Hughes, but I just no, nah. I think Elise is going to be too good for her, especially after fighting after coming off of a fight with Corey McKenna. So those are my picks, and this is Champ Focus. I'm Gambino. Let's get that shit. Let's get that money.